Hello, this is your Fever 1793 final test, and these are the questions read aloud. Make sure you put your last name here, your first name here, and choose who your teacher is for language arts. In Chapter 1, how does Matilda Cook feel about doing chores? She feels excited, she feels lazy, she feels angry, she feels good. What business does Matilda's family own? And this is found in Chapter 2. A bakery, a printing press, a coffee house, a tea house. Next question. Why won't Maddie's mother let her attend Polly's funeral? This is in Chapter 3. Her mother is scared. Her mother is jealous. Her mother is angry. Her mother is bitter. Next question. What did some of the wealthier families of the city do when the fever became an epidemic? This is from Chapter 4. Imported their own coffee beans. Imported their own coffee beans, fled to the country where the air was cleaner, protested the current immigration policy, insisting the refugees be deported, paid doctors and scientists to find a cure quickly. Next question. This is from Chapter 5. What is Maddie's reaction when Nathaniel meets her in the marketplace? Chapter 5. She slaps him. She gives him a huge hug and kiss. She pretends to be offended but is secretly pleased that he's flirting. She is afraid of him and screams because she wants him to go away. That was from Chapter 5. Next question. Why is the invitation to the Ogilvies for tea so important for Maddie's future, according to Mother? This is from Chapter 6. The Ogilvies have a son about Maddie's age, and she needs to start thinking about husband material. They are tea importers, and maybe they can get a better price on tea from their import business. The Ogilvies have political connections, and Mrs. Cook would love to cater a state dinner for the president. The Ogilvies are good friends of Mother and Grandfather, and Mother needs time with old friends. Next question. When Maddie and Grandfather return from the printer's shop, what do they learn about Lucille? This is from Chapter 8. She is abducted at the market. She fell ill in the market and is running a fever. She is robbed in the market. She left town with the Ogilvies. Next question. How does Dr. Kerr's diagnosis differ from Mr. Rowley's assessment? This is from Chapter 10. Both doctors agree that she has the flu. She has yellow fever, and Mr. Rowley said it was temporary from overworking. She is dehydrated and needs some rest for a while. She has food poisoning, and Mr. Rowley said it was malaria. That was from Chapter 10. Next question. What is one treatment that some doctors think will cure the fever? Hickory bark tea, cold compresses, bleeding, bathing. This is from Chapter 10. Why are there armed men standing outside of the town of Pembroke? They are trying to prevent sick people from coming through town. They are extorting money from anyone who goes through town, making them pay for their passage through the town. They are highwaymen robbing people of food, money, and water since supplies are short. They are highwaymen patrol men welcoming new visitors into town. This is from Chapter 11. Next question. What soldier's trick does Maddie use to locate water? Follow the birds and small animal tracks. Use a divining stick, a forked branch, and it will point down to water. Find the willow trees and you'll find water. Find dirt in the grass to trace a water well. This is from Chapter 12. Next question. What does Maddie try to use to catch fish in the stream since she does not have fishing gear? She finds a stick and makes a string from some of the cattails and grasses near the stream. She weaves grasses together in a net to catch a fish. She uses her petticoat. She uses her shoes to scoop a fish out of the water. That's from Chapter 13. Next question. When Maddie wakes up in the hospital, why is she afraid to be at Bush Hill? She has heard it has a high death rate. She is afraid it is too dirty based on what she has heard. She is afraid she will be married to one of the orderlies. She has heard the charge for her stay is more than she can afford. This is from chapter 14. What news has Grandfather and Maddie heard about Mother since Maddie has been at Bush Hill? This is from chapter 15. She is safe at the Luddingtons' farm. She has died. They haven't heard anything about Mother since their arrival at Bush Hill. They heard she ran off and got married. That's from chapter 15. Once Maddie has fully recovered, where does the hospital clerk want to send her? To the Luddingtons' farm, to the orphan house, to Barbados, to the Ogilvy's house. That's from chapter 16. Next question. What has happened to the coffee house since Grandfather left it the last time? This is from chapter 17. It was torched by arsonists. Nothing. It is perfectly safe and normal. Someone broke in and stole food, broke dishes, and stomped on King George's birdcage. It was flooded from all the hurricanes and storms while she was away at Bush Hill. That's from chapter 17. How do Maddie and Grandfather eat since the market is closed? From chapter 18. They beg for food on the streets, going door to door. They return to Bush Hill as volunteers. They scrounge in the garden and pull what little there is left on the plants. They sell their personal belongings for money and food. That's from chapter 18. Who or what wakes Maddie up that frightens her? This is from chapter 19. An owl outside, Silas the cat, Mother, two thieves. That's from chapter 19. When Grandfather tells Maddie he's leaving her, what does he mean? That's from chapter 20. He's dying. He's going back to Bush Hill. He's going out to look for Mother. He's going out to get some food. That's from chapter 20. What does Maddie do when the gravediggers are going to dump Grandfather's body in a large pit for burial? This is from chapter 20. She starts digging a separate grave. She throws herself in front of the dead cart to stop his body. She yells, "Stop!" and demands they at least pray over the bodies being burned. She cries and sings until the sun goes down. That's from chapter 20. Next question. When Maddie finally reconnects with Eliza, what piece of good news does she learn about Lucille? This is from chapter 21. Mother survived and headed out to the Luddington farm. Mother is living at the orphan house helping as a nursemaid. The Peels allowed her into the house at Nathaniel's urging, even though they had been trying to isolate themselves. Mother moved in with the Ogilvys until after the fever had passed. This is chapter 21. Next question. What does Maddie decide to do with Nell after talking with Mother Smith about their fates? This is from chapter 23. She's going to Bush Hill to assist Miss Flagg. She's going to bring Nell to the orphan house. She's going to try to find Mother and bring Nell with her to the Luddingtons. She's going to take Nell back where she found her. That's after chapter 23. That's in chapter 23, sorry. Next question. How did Nathaniel Benson and the Peels survive the epidemic? Chapter 26. They remained in the Peel house and ate the specimens Mr. Peel had collected when the food supplies were gone. They crept around town, stealing food and looting stores. They secretly left the city undercover and brought food back to Philadelphia. They opened all the windows to let the fresh air in every day. That's from chapter 26. Next question. How did Matilda continue to run the coffee house? This is from chapter 27. With the help from people in the community, Mrs. Smith came to work with Matilda. Mother came back. Eliza became her equal partner. That's from chapter 27. Who were the mysterious customers who stopped right in front of the coffee house after President George rode through town? Mrs. Luddington and Mr. Luddington, Dr. Rush and Silas, Mother and Mrs. Luddington, Grandfather and Mrs. Flagg. That's at the very end of the book, after President George Washington rode through town. Okay, those are the questions for your final test for Fever 1793. Make sure you go back and look if you have any questions. Good luck.